And our word for today on this Friday, September the 20th, our word for today, raised our word for today. And here to talk about it, Debbie Georgianni. Good morning, Debbie.
Debbie.
Good morning. Oh, two of my favorite people.
Oh, shucks.
Well, you're two of my favorite people, and the other one is your husband, Marty. So tell him I said hello. Love him. Yeah,
that's
there you
right.
go.
Everybody seems to love Marty lately. I've been hearing it all around the country.
Everybody has loved Marty always. I mean, even when he was a child, I've heard reports, like 18 months old, he was just fabulous.
Yeah, he's a keeper. But Dave, great reflection today on the word. And I just wanted to say, to kind of change it up a bit for this Friday, I just wanted to say it's all about choices. It really is. It's truly about choices. And I would encourage people this weekend to go to 1 Corinthians 3, 1 through 10, I believe. And it talks about being raised, changing your old ways, getting rid of the sin, and getting above it, and looking up, and raising your eyes and fixing your eyes on eternal life, and yeah, I believe it's 1 Corinthians 3, 1 through 10. I would encourage all our listeners to really read it this weekend and take it, bring it into what you're doing in this world today, and see if you're stuck in this world or you're elevating yourself up to really go bigger. And it's all about choices. Every choice we make, every decision we make, everything we put our effort and mind and will towards, we are either getting closer to God or we're getting further away. And that's really what it's all about. And it's that simple. And I would definitely ask folks to think about it going into the weekend, because this weekend, obviously, hopefully a lot of people are going to Mass, which is great. But on Monday, we have the feast day of St. Padre Pio.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And you actually know, everyone knows the tremendous spiritual gifts that God bestowed to Padre Pio, his incredible prayer life, how spiritually advanced he was for 80 plus years, and it's amazing what he did in his lifetime. And he did it because he made all the right choices. He was constantly elevating out of this world, and he definitely stayed focused, even when he was persecuted by his own people, and when he was hurt by the monks, and even hurt by the Vatican for 10 years, and being in isolation. So there's so many things to say about that, but I just would encourage folks to get above this world. It's important, because if we get stuck in this world, we're going to be in some deep problems and issues, because this world is we're in crazy times. But we should be glad we're alive during these times, because we have an opportunity to rise to holiness.
And I love that you bring up Padre Pio, Debbie, because I think of all of our saints, he is so important to us right now because of what he endured. You brought it out. I mean, he was forbidden to say public mass, hear confession. He was silenced for a decade, and
for no reason.
For no good reason whatsoever.
It was all out of jealousy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he made no response. He just did what he lived under it. Instead of raising his voice and saying, I'm right, I have the right to defend myself. No, he said, you know what? Jesus went quietly to the cross. I will go quietly as well. And then the Lord raised him up. Obedience is so important that we know that we are under obedience, and we have to obey, even when things don't seem to be just sometimes.
Well, he had, absolutely, Dave, and he carried the stigmata.
Yeah.
And here he had the stigmata, but a lot of people don't realize he had the shoulder wound. And he carried that his entire life privately and quietly, and it was the most painful of all the wounds.
Excellent.
Wonderful feast day coming up.
Difficulty is going to come to us all. It's great that we have these models, and it's great that we have people like you, Debbie Georgianni, because you're so wonderful, and you're such an encouragement. So thank you.
Yep,
Tell us about today's show.
Your favorite two people.
You guys are too kind. Thank you for making my day. I hope to see you at Take Two. We're talking about relationships today.
Awesome.
Nice.
Talking about relationships.
We all have some of those.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
always
Debbie.
nice to talk to you on the air, Debbie, because I'm forbidden to talk to you elsewhere. And this is when we get to talk, you know? Otherwise,
That's true.
that
That's
restraint you have against me is in place. So thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
God bless you.
Have a great weekend.